watch. Now, with the new onslaught of media devices like iPads and smartphones, is there any escape from it? Here's what the American Association of Pediatrics has determined in terms of children and media use. The average 8 to 10-year-old spends a whopping 8 hours a day with media. Older children and teens are even higher at 11 hours a day. Now, with us, as you think about those big numbers, of Minneapolis, is the co-author of a new AAP, or American Academy of Pediatrics policy, to help parents combat these statistics. She is Dr. Majorie Hogan, and she joins us via Skype. Dr. Hogan, thank you so much for being with us on Arise America.
It's a pleasure.
You know, I think it's been a conventional wisdom, it's been an understanding for a long, long time that parents should limit the amount of television that their children consume. Why is it important to also limit other screen time, if you will, other devices and technology?
Well, as you know, we are living in a world where media is evolving very, very rapidly. And although television is still the predominant medium that children use, cell phones, iPads, handheld devices are all gaining popularity and time of use.
And what are you seeing in the research that is out there? What difference does it make for children who spend an inordinate amount of time, whether it's watching television or on these other devices?
Yeah, the research is actually pretty clear, and it's fairly alarming. We know that excessive media use for some children can be associated with obesity. We have an obesity epidemic in our country at this time. It's associated with problems in school performance, with aggressive behavior, and we now are learning through research that lack of sleep can be associated with children using screens, including cell phones, late at night.
Yeah, it's just incredible, and it seems almost impossible to control, but the American Academy of Pediatrics did come out with some recommendations, and we're going to go through 3 of them, and I want you to talk about them one at a time. The first one is model effective, quote, media diets. What does that mean?
I actually love that because it's very analogous to the healthy food diet that we talk to parents about. You know, we recommend that they offer milk and water and fresh fruits and vegetables and so on and so on. That's a healthy diet. Limiting the foods, maybe not completely eliminating them, but limiting the foods that are less healthy. The same with a healthy media diet. We recommend that parents and kids together carefully choose positive pro-social programming. And we know that there's a lot of good programming out there. Really limiting the programming that could cause more negative health risks.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Make a media use plan. What's the recommendation there?
This is new, and this is encouraging families to sit down together and really think about media in a new way. How much time should we spend with media? Well, you know, we recommend less than 1 to 2 hours a day for older children, basically discouraging media time for kids under 2. But then quality. What kind of media should we use as a family? How should parents be involved in co-viewing? And then the location. We really recommend strongly that there are not TV screens in kids' bedrooms. We know that that's a problem. And at the same time, I want to let parents know that we have wonderful tips for families to make a media use plan on our healthychildren.org website. Very helpful.
Okay, great. And then the last recommendation, you've covered this just a little bit, and that is limit entertainment screen time.
Yeah.
So as you already said, so what the child consumes makes a difference, whether or not it's educational or just pure entertainment.
Absolutely. When children are looking up important themes for school projects, or they're excited to learn about dinosaurs, or they're learning about, you know, a new country far away for a school project, that's wonderful. And the internet is a wealth of information. What we're talking about is time, you know, that's spent with screens as entertainment solely. There's so many other ways children should be spending their time in addition to watching good pro-social programming.
A couple of things I want to try to get to before I have to let you go. And first of all, I want to go back a little bit. You already mentioned, and that is no screen time at all for children under the age of 2. What does the research show that is happening with that infant to 2-year-old that it's important not to have any screen time?
And again, I want to emphasize that we use the word discourage screen time. We know that in this world, there's no way to completely keep screens away from little ones. It's part of our world. But we want parents to think very carefully about deliberately exposing kids to screen time when they're that young. The research is evolving, but it suggests that exposing really, really little ones to excessive screen time can cause language delay, can cause later problems with attention, and of course, it takes them away from the things we know are important, which is interacting with a real live human being, talking, reading, active play, all the things that allow children to develop normally.
And on the other end of the spectrum, and that's our teens, and we know that they practically live with their head down and their thumbs going, texting. Talk about the effects of that and what parents can do, what the concerns might be there.
Yeah. I can't emphasize enough how important our teens are, and being connected with other friends, whether it's by cell phone, social media, Facebook, is a wonderful thing. But it has to, again, be done with some limits and some parent involvement. We want to teach kids early on that it's important to have face-to-face interaction with people, that texting, internet, communication is important, but should be limited. And we know that teens, some of them text upwards of hundreds of times a day, taking the time away from some really important things they could be doing. We also know that it's not uncommon for kids to send and receive sexual texts, sexual images. So parents really need to be involved in setting some ground rules about how their young kids and their teens interface with media.
Indeed. We'll have to stop right there. Dr. Majorie Hogan, thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
And you are watching Arise America.